Alright, we're on another episode of Confinement, and today we got the lovely, the beautiful, awesome Hernandez. Hey, how you doing?
Hey. Thanks for having me, Pink.
Thank you for being on my show. So, could you introduce yourself to the people and give a little background about how you grew up?
Okay, so I'm the youngest out of all my siblings. I'm from Brooklyn. Grew up in a 2-parent household up until about 5 years old. Until my father went to serve his bid, and then my mother continued to raise us after that.
So you said you was the youngest out of all your siblings. For the people that watch it, we don't know, is it 10, 5, 6, how many?
I'm talking about my siblings.
Oh, okay.
I'm just the youngest. I'm the baby out of everybody.
Okay. So would you say you had a good childhood growing up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty decent childhood.
So was you spoiled since you was the baby?
No,
No.
I was not spoiled. No, I wasn't spoiled. The sister before me was spoiled, but I wasn't spoiled.
Okay.
But yeah, no. So it's an age gap between me and that sibling. So I was real independent.
Okay. So how did you get in your field with you having a parent incarcerated when you was young?
So my sister's friend told me that their institution was short on officers, and she thought that I would be a good officer. They didn't want to do it, never wanted to go into this field, but she wanted me to try, so I tried. Applied on Tuesday, had an interview on Thursday, and I think I started like the following week. That was it.
And you've been doing it ever since? Okay. So did you start off as a CO?
Yep.
And then you had to move up in the ranks?
Yeah, so I started as a CO, for like a year and a half, and then I skipped corporal and went to sergeant. Okay. And then after that, I just kept promoting. So I finally went back through the academy like 3 more times to become dual certified. So that's how I became an investigator.
So what is dual certified?
So I can work in the prison, and I can also work on the streets.
Okay.
So I got an option.
But have you ever worked on the street or just in a prison?
That wasn't for me. So I did the courtroom, I did preliminary hearings, but working on the street, it's not for me. I feel safer in the prison.
Okay. So how did your family feel about your career choice because your father was incarcerated?
They didn't like it at all. My mother didn't like it, my father didn't like it. It was 2 things we could not do. That was date anybody in law enforcement, or become anybody in law enforcement.
Oh wow.
So yeah, they didn't like it.
Okay. Have you ever worked at the male and female prison?
Oh.
Which one was better?
Males.
Why the male?
Because females are treacherous that's in prison. You always gotta watch your back 24/7, which you should anyway, male or female, but those females are treacherous.
But ain't the males treacherous too?
Men are easy.
What do you mean by easy?
They're easier to deal with.
Okay.
They can be petty, but as far as like females, like they try 24/7 all day long.
Mm-hmm.
So try to find some way to maneuver their way out of anything that they do. They're treacherous. I just rather work with the males.
Okay. So I know when I was locked up, female, they gotta drop a kite, we telling them and stuff like, say like I was going with somebody and they didn't like me, and they'd drop a kite like, oh, Pink is in the dorm with her girlfriend and stuff like that. Would you get stuff like that?
Yeah, I get it a lot.
And so how would you handle that?
I throw that shit in the trash.
Why you throw it in the trash?
Because I don't like petty snitches. Like if you gonna tell me something big.
Okay.
Not that somebody's in the dorm with their girlfriend. I really could care less. It's gonna happen. It's inevitable. It's prison.
Okay.
So yeah, that type of shit I throw in the trash. And then I watch that inmate. That's all.
Oh, so you watch the red?
Yeah.
Okay. But isn't it against like prison rules for inmates to have sex?
Yeah.
But
if I didn't catch them, the officer didn't catch them, there's nothing that can be done.
Okay.
There's nothing that should be done. Now, some people investigate and they go ahead and they lock them up. I'm not doing all of that. If I didn't see you do it or the officer didn't tell me that you did it, and it's just somebody petty snitching on something like as simple as that.
Okay.
Trash.
So, how do you handle the males or the females, like they gambling and it's time to pay up and they want to get out the dorm? And you know that they owe somebody. How do you handle that? They want to get out the door because they don't want to pay their debt.
Gotta pay your debt. Ain't no checking out.
So you don't let them check out?
I'll let them check out. unless you told that officer that you're in fear for your life and they didn't move you before I came back for the weekend, you're not checking out the dorm. You're gonna stay where you're at. You're gonna pay.
Okay.
Get your honey buns and your zoom zooms and your wham whams. You gotta pay.
Okay.
Because they do that every weekend. So no, you're gonna pay.
Okay. So who would you say tell more, the males or the females? Who snitch more?
Them damn men.
Wait, hold on. But you just said that the females be dropping the kite and they're more tertious, but the males be snitching more?
Yeah. That's why more males have co-defendants than females.
Oh, wow.
They tell everything. Everything. Yeah.
Okay, so what is like one of the pettiest things that a male had came and told you?
Oh my gosh. The officer let the inmate clean out her coffee pot and gave him the rest of the coffee in the coffee pot. Even stuff like that, just for canteen. I'm like, what you want out of the deal that you telling? I just want some canteen. I know you got some canteen back there for me that you can get to. Fuck out my office. Yeah, that's not big enough. I need something bigger.
Okay, have you ever been on a compound with an inmate that's quote unquote big dog and they tell him? Have you ever been on a compound when somebody that's supposedly run the yard, whatever, big dog, and they tell him?
Those are the biggest snitches.
For real?
Yeah.
Why you think?
Because I get the letters.
Well, I'm saying,
Get the letters.
but why is they big dog, they run a compound, why is they the biggest snitches?
Because they don't want the next person to come up and run a compound.
Oh.
So they tell constantly. They always tell. You get a lot of letters from those, a lot of kites from those, a lot of requests to speak, to speak to me from those people that run a compound because they don't want nobody else to come in. How you do receiving, like every couple of weeks, every few weeks, you're gonna get new people on the compound. They don't know who's coming, especially if they find out that somebody that's bigger than them is coming. Oh, they're gonna start telling before the person hit the compound.
Damn, for real?
Yeah.
Have any inmate brought any harm to you? Have any inmate did anything to you? Male or female?
Definitely.
Okay, can you tell us about...
You mean like assaulting me?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, can you tell about an incident?
Oh my gosh. Listen, this was the worst one for me.
Okay.
I was younger, and this inmate gassed me. So she mixed urine and crushed up a light bulb. When I was walking by, I think I was feeding child on lockup, and she threw that shit in my face.
Ooh.
That was the worst because I can't rub, because if I do rub, I'm gonna cut my face up. Urine's gonna get it.
So do they teach you not to rub your face?
I'm not gonna say they teach you that when you go through the academy. At least they didn't teach me that then. I kind of learned that just from watching and observing, like the old school officers. Just don't rub your face.
Okay. Yeah. So what happened to that inmate at the...
Baby.
Did she go to solitary?
Listen, this inmate was like a good, I don't know, she probably was a good 600 pounds. She was a big old girl.
Okay.
She was already on lockup.
Okay.
So she said she wanted her rounds with me. The lieutenant was like, "You sure?" She was like, "Yeah, I'm sure." Not gonna incriminate myself, but she understood well. I was 115 pounds at the time. Baby, I walked the dogs on. I had to show her because you're not gonna.
So did you have any incident with the inmate while she gaslighted you?
No. She said she thought that I was all of that because I was from top. She said I thought I was cute. It's like I don't even know you.
She must have was ugly.
She was a rat.
Okay.
But I done nothing to her. I didn't even have. That was my first time having contact with her.
So she was jealous. That's crazy.
Treacherous females at a women's institution. Like I had seen her before, but I've never. I think I was just down there just helping out serving on lockup. I had seen her before, but I never had any interaction with her. So she didn't have a reason to do that. She just wanted to do it.
I mean,
and at the time, I really didn't care about a lot of things. I didn't give a shit about life. So it was nothing.
I mean, you is beautiful, so. But...
Thank you, Pete. But yeah.
Are there a lot of dirty COs?
Yep, more than I can count.
Do the dirty COs outweigh the good ones?
Yeah.
Why would you say that?
Because every week, I can walk 2 or 3 people off that compound. I can lock 2 or 3 officers up every week for being dirty. Okay.
So can you give us examples of what would label a CO a dirty CO?
Bringing in contraband, taking out contraband.
Taking out contraband?
Yeah, sometimes they take it out too. Like you're not supposed to take things out it's supposed to be like, you know, all prisons now, they don't do any money, right? Mm-hmm. So if some of these inmates still have cash on them, where they get it from the COs.
Yeah.
So COs take money out, bring contraband in, sleep with the inmates.
Wait, hold on. So these COs go home every day. Probably have wives and husbands.
Yeah, they do.
But they love to come to prison for the inmates.
They gotta come back and get that tail wet.
So yes. How do you find out about the COs messing with the inmates? How do you usually find about that?
It depends. Sometimes other inmates tell, sometimes other officers tell, sometimes they get real sloppy with their work. Because, you know, I investigate their money accounts. I investigate their phone calls. Mm-hmm. I found out a lot through that, you know, that way. But most of the time, it's somebody telling. It's somebody telling.
So, why would another CO tell on another CO fucking inmate? What would be their purpose?
Well, you know, it's against policy. You're not supposed to do it anyway.
Well, I know that.
So, you know, some of them tell because it's against policy. Others of them tell because I need to get the attention off of me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because they're doing the same thing.
Okay.
And then sometimes they be in competition with each other.
What do you mean in competition with each other?
Shit. You talking to inmate such and such, I want inmate such and such. So I gotta go ahead and tell and get you out the way.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it works.
Have you caught any officer in the act? Hey, can you give us one story? Can you give us one story?
Man, let me see which one you want. There's so many of them.
Have you caught?
I went in the child hall before and caught a civilian staff, not an officer, but a civilian staff, because they normally run the child hall.
Yeah.
Sitting in the lap of an inmate.
Okay.
It appeared that she was just sitting.
Okay.
She was doing some riding.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Before I got there, so when I was telling her, like, it was two inmates back there, but only one of them was, you know, sitting in her. I mean, only one of them she was sitting on.
Okay.
Sitting on. But yeah. Told her to get up.
Yeah.
Put the clothes up. She said, "Oh, can I get some privacy now?"
Privacy?
No privacy now. That privacy's out the window.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, all the time. Yeah, that's one of the ones.
Is it safe to say you caught more than one inmate or CO digging somebody?
Yeah. Yeah, the female officers too, the female inmates.
Wait, hold on.
It's something about that child hall. They love that child hall.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
No. So you don't call a female officer with a female inmate?
We had an officer that had been talking to this inmate for like 15 years. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Damn. So this inmate was at the same institution as the officer for 15 years. So they've been fucking too.
Now, according to the inmate, initially she said they were not having any sexual relations. The officer was just, you know, using her credit, you know, getting her little special Christmas and spring boxes. Mm-hmm. But then, you know, later on, the inmate told on her because she had another girlfriend.
Okay.
And they was fucking.
Oh, okay. Okay, so she told.
Yeah.
So what happened with that incident? What happened to the officer?
The officer got locked up. The inmate got all the property. Both of those inmates got out. So, yeah.
Damn.
They was out in the free world.
And she was locked up. So has working in this field taken a toll on you?
Oh, yeah. My mental health. That's why I believe in a therapist.
Okay. So you believe in a therapist. You go to your therapist for this, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, after working in the prison so long, or just working in the field for so long, and changing positions, and going through riots, and having to cut down bodies, and see dead bodies and blood, you know, you get PTSD from that.
Okay. So, cause that was my next question. Have you ever been involved in a riot? So how was it like being in a riot? No, I don't see it on TV and like odds and stuff like that, but can you give us like a visual of like...
The shit is like a Twilight Zone. Because being on the border special response team, when we have a riot, they call me. So I have to call the officers in, put them in position to go. So it's like, if it's bloody, you're going to be sliding. Mm-hmm. It's just like really noisy because you got, of course, the alarms and stuff going on. Mm-hmm. You got people screaming, shit. You might have them trying to set those little retardant blankets on fire and shit like that. So it's just like, the only thing you can do is react. stand there or run or fight. You know, it's gonna be whichever one. So yeah, it's like a Twilight Zone. So by the time you get finished and well, for me, by the time I get finished, like in a bad riot, and I sit down and I write my report, and that's when I start vomiting, because now it's starting to set my adrenaline, you know, it's coming down. Now it's starting to settle in. Like, damn, did I just have to cut this human down from, you know, from this to that or whatever? Yeah, it's bad.
With you being involved in a riot, has there been any like dead officers and inmates at the same time?
I think the worst one. Was a couple years ago. So it was like two officers and several inmates deceased. And I found out about that through an inmate that so happened to be calling me through Facebook Messenger.
No, not?
Yeah.
So
they tell. Real good.
So he called you through Facebook Messenger to tell you that a riot was going on. So he was scared.
Yeah. Inmates don't want to die in prison.
Okay.
You know, they don't want to die. They want to go home eventually. So yeah, they don't want to die yet. So.
Did you take him seriously though when he called you?
Initially, I was just kind of thinking like, how the hell did you even find me on Facebook? Because I'm not under my name on Facebook. But then I found out how he knew who I was. So until he did, I told him to video message me. And when I seen all that was going on, it was awful.
Have you ever became involved? Anybody else outside became for that?
Romance is involved?
Yeah.
Oh no. That's not my thing.
What? You know, you see a lot of the officers becoming involved. So why is that not your thing? Because you just strictly, that's not something you're gonna do.
Yeah, it's not something I'm gonna do at all.
It may never entice you.
No. Now, have I had advances towards me? A lot of them, all the time.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But that's not my thing. Like, I'm there to do a job, so I don't cross the line. You know, I'm just gonna do my job and go on.
Have you ever been involved with an officer?
I would never suggest anybody to get involved with an officer.
Whoa!
I would never.
Why?
Ever.
Why?
Those are the messiest relationships ever.
Oh, they are?
Yeah. They extra fucking messy. I won't have to do that shit again.
Okay.
No, you gotta switch shifts because they become jealous. They don't want you talking to nobody. And did that situation a long time ago.
Okay then. So when you have to arrest an officer at work, are there any repercussions towards you? Have there been any threats made towards you because you had to arrest an officer at work, get him off the company?
I had a wife and a wife. One of the wives got arrested, so of course the wife, you know, was just like, this is fucked up. I'm not gonna take this shit. You know, just blah blah blah. And me. Now I was professional inside of the gates, but as soon as we got outside of the gates, bitch, who the fuck you talking to?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because this shirt comes off.
Okay.
You know, after hours we can do whatever, but anything actually being done to me.
Okay. Have any officer or inmate tried to set you up to get you fired? Can you tell us? Can you tell us what incident?
So I had two officers to put stuff in my bag as if it was letters from an inmate when I went to the bathroom, not knowing that I checked my bag like sporadically or whatever. And I was supposed to be going to another unit. And I saw that my jacket was, you know, a little different than what it was like before I went to the bathroom.
Yeah.
So yeah, they tried to set me up for the major. The major didn't like me. And those was her girls.
No.
Yeah.
So why she didn't like you?
Because one of those officers saw me and the major's husband talking at the store across the street from the institution. And so she was just like, you know, had her thinking that I'm messing with her husband.
Oh, wow.
Damn, have you seen your husband?
Damn.
I don't want your husband. You gotta pay half the bills. Look, I want with him. You know what I'm saying? No, not when my bills over here getting paid. No. Which is another reason why I wouldn't mess with the officer again. You don't make enough money.
Okay.
You know, let me just stay over. You know what I'm saying? Stay over here.
Yeah. No, she did. She said, "Have you seen what your husband look like?"
He was not aesthetically pleasing at all. Like, he was trying to talk to me in the store, but sir, I got a thing for teeth, and you ain't hitting on nothing right now. Nothing.
Oh my goodness. She said she ain't messing with no nigga, and you gotta pay half of the bills.
No. Like, why would I don't want your husband, I want you. You pay all the bills.
Okay, Okay, then. So, do you conduct any investigations after work?
No, I leave work at work. And if you call me in because I have to come in, then I'm coming in. But I try to leave work at work. I have before, but I've learned But when I'm off the clock, I'm off the clock. I don't care about nothing that's going on inside of the institution. I have before, but I don't anymore.
Okay. Have you ever had to testify against an officer on behalf of an inmate?
I wish.
Damn.
I wish.
You wish? Now why would you say that?
Because they don't, when I tell them if you need, them to subpoena somebody, they can subpoena me. Like, I don't mind telling.
Mm-hmm.
The inmates typically don't move forward with the process. They may take the payout that the state gives them for like being a, excessive force or something by that officer.
Mm-hmm.
They'd be so eager to take that settlement that I want you to go to trial so I can testify so you can get a bigger settlement. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only reason why I haven't.
Can you tell us about one incident about an inmate you wish they would have?
Oh man, it's this inmate that got beat terribly, like Emmett Till type beat.
Damn.
By 5 officers because they said he stole chicken out of the child home.
They whipped his ass because he stole chicken?
Whipped his ass for the old enemy.
Damn.
For state chicken.
Damn.
Right. You know them little ass
Yeah.
For state chicken.
Nah, they really just didn't like him because ain't no way.
Well, they definitely took advantage because he was cuffed when they beat him. And he was Haitian.
Mm-hmm.
It was 4 white officers and 1 Hispanic officer that beat him like that.
Damn.
So I told him, when he had 28 or 29 days left on his sentence.
And they beat him like that?
He couldn't even turn his head after that. Yeah.
Damn.
But he wouldn't. I haven't got no subpoena yet. Boy, if I ever get subpoenaed, I still got my reports. I'm telling everything.
Yeah. So how do you feel about that incident? Because some people feel like, well, shit, he's an inmate. He's locked up. Oh, fucking well.
He's still human. That's somebody's son, somebody's brother. That's just, it's unnecessary. Like, you're not there to abuse them.
Okay.
You're there to provide care, custody, and control. They already got their punishment. They got their sentence. That's it. All you got to do as an officer is follow the damn policy.
Okay.
If they do something they don't have no business doing, that's the whole purpose of you writing an incident report and having their asses locked up. But to put your hands on somebody because you can, nah. I don't believe in it. Because especially with my father doing 27 years, if somebody had did something like that to him, oh man, they wouldn't. Yeah, I'm coming for your dead ancestors. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay.
Don't do that.
Okay then. Can you name one traumatic or horrific incident while working as an investigator inside the prison? One that you would never forget. You was just like, what the fuck? Like you got to be kidding me.
So, popped up in the child hall. Just walking, just being nosy. You know what I'm saying? Being an eavesdrop enthusiast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm standing there talking to one of the officers, and I see the inmate is staring at me. So I'm looking like, the fuck is he staring at? You know what I'm saying? And you don't have an option of where you sit at in the child hall. Wherever we tell you to sit is where you sit, right? Mm-hmm. So he's staring at me and I'm staring at him. And then he gave me like a little eye beside him. And I look, I'm like, oh shit. There's another inmate sitting here that look like he has human ears, like on a necklace. Or look, the strings like from out of the sheets. So I look at the inmate again and he look at me like help me. Yeah. So I go over there to the table and I'm just like, go back to your dorm. I went and used the phone and I told him just go ahead and lock the facility down. Mm-hmm. So this inmate literally had killed his cellie before coming out to the child hall, had cut his ears off and got this shit on a string.
Oh wow.
He made a necklace out them ears.
So why did he have his ears on the string?
Well, he killed him, he said, because he was a child molester, number 1.
Okay.
But then when I'm sitting there, like I'm sitting here with you, talking to him, I'm like, why you cut his ears off? And he's just like, motherfucker act like you couldn't hear.
Oh no. What? Damn.
I was just like, oh, okay. So I'm just like, you about to go down the hill. He was like, yeah, I know. Can I have an extra tray? I'm like, shit, get him 2.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the captain is standing behind him at this point. He's just looking at me like, there's no way you're sitting at the table with him.
Yeah.
He don't want me. I'm not a child molester.
Yeah.
But he said, y'all put another one in here with me. I'm going to kill that one too. So that was his second time.
Killing child molester?
Yeah.
Okay.
In prison.
So how do you feel about the child molester who freely can be comfortable in the prison, like sitting at the table with the other inmates playing cards and laughing?
How you say? I don't respect them.
Okay.
And I really don't respect these motherfuckers that sitting at the table with them playing cards. Because when I first started, they couldn't even be in general population without getting their heads knocked off. Mm-hmm. But now they sit down, they play spades, Oh no, I'm not good with it. Rehousing.
Yeah. Okay. Do you feel that some of the incidents could be prevented if the officers thoroughly did their jobs?
Yeah. Escapes can be prevented. People getting their ass tore off can be prevented. Yeah. Officers actually getting up and do their jobs. That can also eliminate a lot of officer on inmate abuse. And staff being assaulted by inmates, like if they got up and they actually did their job.
Okay. So for the people that watching and never been locked up, what do they actually have to damn do? Because the people that watching probably like, well, they in there with all these bad people, they did all this shit. So what do they have to do?
Normally when an officer come in, the first thing that you do or you should do is count every inmate in your dormitory.
Mm-hmm.
And you're looking for living, breathing bodies. Not just the body, but living, breathing bodies. You know what I'm saying? And you got a roster. So you take your roster and you make sure that your roster is adding up to the amount of inmates in your dorm.
Mm-hmm.
And the inmate's ID is matching up to the names on your roster.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing that they normally do. Then after that, they're supposed to do like some random shakedowns at some point in time throughout their shift. And then at least once, it just depends on where you're at, because sometimes it's once every hour, sometimes it's once every 30 minutes to get up and do a security check. Get up and walk, see what the inmates are doing. Make sure that you're checking the bathrooms. Make sure you're checking the janitorial closet. If they don't, they sit on their ass. They just want to eat and give orders all day. That's why shit happens.
Okay. So you said that they do random shakedowns. So what is a shakedown? What is the purpose of a shakedown?
The purpose of a shakedown is to remove all contraband. Now, contraband, that's anything that they're not supposed to have, that's not authorized by the facility, or an excessive amount that's not authorized. So if you can only have 2 toothpaste and you got 3, I can take the third one. It's contraband.
Ah, come on, man. I need to brush my teeth. You worried about toothpaste?
Not really. Gotta take it, man. Gotta take contraband. I gotta take your soap. I gotta take, you know what I'm saying? I gotta take shit that you can make other shit out of.
Officer Hernandez, I need to brush my fucking teeth.
You got 2 tubes.
I brush 3 times a day.
That's right. You gotta wait until the supplies come out on Wednesday.
Ah, come on.
Yeah, you gotta wait till the supplies come out.
Okay, so what do you do to an inmate that has a shank or a cell phone? How do y'all handle those type of inmates when you find that type of contraband on them?
They just go to lock up.
That's it? They don't get no free run charge?
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It depends on the situation. Like, for instance, the inmate that messaged me through messaging. Just take the cell phone. I mean, because at the end of the day, if he didn't notify us, we would have known that all of this shit was going on in the prison, because clearly the control room had no clue.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on the situation. Sometimes you just take it, because sometimes you're just going to get, parts of it. Now, should they be charged? Well, are they supposed to be? Supposedly. But sometimes all those charges aren't necessarily going to stick. You know how many cell phones we get out of cells every day? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So have there been any incidents where you took a cell phone and seen that criminal activity was happening on the outside of the prison, i.e. like somebody done sent the hit or something like that? So how did you have to handle that type of situation?
And that's when they get the free world charges. You know what I'm saying? It could be them trying to, put a hit on somebody on the outside or on the inside. Or getting contraband.
Hold on. So an inmate have a cell phone and try to put a hit on another inmate inside?
Yeah.
Who is he calling?
Sometimes
who is he calling?
The other inmates at the other institution. Once your boy that got transferred over to this institution, we need you to get him quick. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's who they're normally contacting, as people at other institutions that's already incarcerated.
Okay.
Or you have some institution that has, like, maybe you have a prison here but an annex here. Now they got transferred over.
Okay.
You gotta get the word through real quick.
Okay then. I'm following.
Yeah. And I don't like to find that they're harassing like their victims. That's another thing that they do a lot, harass their victims.
For real?
So when people be like, well, they need to have cell phones to contact their family, no the fuck they don't. They got that use that JPEG, use that email, use whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times it's not about contacting their family. It's about doing some other bullshit.
Okay.
Yeah.
With me being locked up, and when I used to use the phone in JPEG, it always say, the messages and the audio is being recorded. We are looking at this content. How many people do you still get fucked up because they still do criminal shit?
It's so bad. It's so bad, especially when the inmate is calling one of the staff members and they're telling them, "Baby, call me back at exactly at 7:30." Because they be on their break. They be on their break. They go out to the car on their break.
Wait, hold on. So you mean to tell me the damn officer is at work with the inmate?
Yeah. Not just the officers now. These nurses are something nasty too. They filthy. They are filthy. Filthy.
So
filthy.
What you mean by they filthy?
Oh, these nurses nasty. They don't do nothing but come to work. They tell you wet. They go out there on their break.
Yeah.
And they know the inmate know what time to call their cell phone. You know what I'm saying? In the parking lot, so they go, they talk to them, then you hear, oh baby, just call me at 7:30. I get up at 7:30, and I'm just watching this nurse when she gets off work at 7:30, walk to her car, get in the car. I'm like, oh, let me just go ahead and listen to this call because I know, you know, they call.
They ain't doing the filthy talking.
Oh, I'm so tired of hearing it. I'm so tired of hearing it. Oh yeah, oh my god. I be like, y'all just making all this macaroni and you can hear the noise too. Like, no. Oh man, all this phone sex, I'm tired of hearing it.
You hit that baby.
Right. But you know what? I can't do shit about it. Not when they're talking to, like, you know, if it's not a staff or whatever. There's nothing I can do about it. I can't lock you up for having phone sex. I'm listening to something else, but I gotta sit there and listen to this get off like 5-6 times before I can get the tea. No. That's who they should have working for them little 1-900 numbers. Just hire the inmates and the nurses because they're gonna get you every time.
No. Have there been any incidents where an inmate done went to medical and they messed with a particular nurse and they got down there, they got fucked?
Oh, you know how you sign up for sick call?
Yeah, you got it right now.
That's their scam right there.
Oh, for real?
They so sick. They sign up for sick call. They know when their girlfriend, the nurse, is gonna be there, right? Oh, so she has to assess him. She don't need any security back there. She takes him in the background.
Yeah, she won't suck your dick.
Yeah, suck the meat off of it every time. Suck it down every single time. I just feel like, y'all so nasty.
Yeah,
so nasty. Yeah.
Have there been any officer or officers that you know that have messed with multiple inmates at one time?
Yeah. This one officer, she had messed with a good bit of inmates on the compound. And the only reason why she got caught is because the other officer that she was messing with was mad that she told him, well, the inmate dick is bigger than yours.
Oh, whoa.
Now keep in mind, this was a white female officer.
No.
And the officer she was messing with was white.
Oh.
But the inmate was
he
black.
Was slanging. Okay, he was slanging. So
she had want that big black collar. Yeah. So after that, he told on her. Oh my gosh. She was just like, well, they knew that I've been doing this. She had been there for a long time. They knew that I've been doing this or whatever. He's just mad because the inmate's black. She didn't even deny it. Well, she had like that. Real good.
So what happened with that whole situation? Did she go to prison?
Oh yeah, she got charged because the day that it was time for her to get locked up, she also had contraband on her.
Oh man.
She had contraband on her, so she got the double whammy. So but she told enough.
Okay.
To get some probation.
No,
yeah,
so she had that much information.
She had been there for years, and she worked at control room. When you work in a control room, you know everybody's business.
Okay.
Yeah, so she told enough to get, you know.
So did little old Peckerwood, did he go to prison?
No, he didn't go to prison.
No, he didn't.
Talking about the other officer?
Yeah, with little self, with little meat. Man,
he just want to snitch, and he was mad for nothing because she still got probation. She still got probation, so you didn't get the coochie or the woman. Like, yeah.
Okay. Have you caught any officer doing drugs while on duty?
The control room. You're gonna always find them in there.
Damn,
or the captain's office. They snort
everything.
Like, they
going down to the control room, man.
Control room and the captain's office. You can always find somebody in there, too. Yeah, they. Oh my gosh, do you want something? What? Wait a minute. Well, look. Now you know I done worked in a couple different states, so when I get to this one, I'm just like, what kind of shit is this? They offering me? No, hell no. I don't even party with y'all outside of work. Oh no, yeah, they in there snorting Adderalls. They love them.
Damn.
They love them.
What do you have to do when you catch them doing that? Do they go to rehab? Do y'all fire them? Do they have an investigation open?
It's supposed to be an investigation open. But if they've already notified Human Resources that they have an addiction, by law, the state is supposed to send them to rehab. They can't fire them.
Oh, wow. Do majority of them tell Human Resources that they have a drug problem?
Some of them do.
Oh, they
because
do?
they know how to work. They know how to work the system.
Okay.
You know, they know how to work the system. So you in there, snorting. Well, we've already told. I've already told you that I have an addiction,
Mm-hmm.
and y'all didn't do anything about it. Like y'all didn't send me anywhere. Y'all didn't have me signed up because you have like therapists and counselors. Well, officers, especially if you're part of the union,
Mm-hmm.
you get to have like therapists and counselors. If you didn't notify anybody, then we can terminate you. You don't really terminate on the spot, but if they've already notified them, then they're responsible for making sure that they have some type of rehab.
Oh wow. Have there been any incidents, or is there a high volume of officers assaults on officers?
Yeah.
It is?
That's why I don't hang out with officers. That's how it works.
Can you tell us
Because a lot
about
of stuff happens. Like there's a lot of sexual assaults.
it? Is? Wait, hold on. They at work every day. Y'all already fucking the inmates. Why you want to take my pussy? Because I want to give it to you. You already what? I'm trying to figure out. You already getting to know.
Like when they go out, especially like newer officers,
Mm-hmm.
they try to get them comfortable. Like, oh, you should go out with us this weekend. I just be like,
Mm-hmm.
like don't do it. Don't do it. They take them out. They may put something in their motherfucking drink.
No, they ain't doing
and then officers do smoke. They smoke outside of work. You might put something in that or whatever, or even get them to try it. After that, they take advantage of them. You have males that take advantage of females. You have females that take advantage of females. You have some female officers that literally, basically, recruit you to go out with them so that they can do what they want to do with you. This happens all the fucking time.
Wait, hold on. What you mean? So you said the females recruit the female. It's really these female officers really goddamn taking the other female pussy.
They want it.
What? And you mess with the other inmates and all this pussy.
They're just as trifling and treacherous as some of the female inmates. They want it. Yeah. I've investigated a couple of those. Like sexual assaults on other officers. Yeah, they do that often.
No.
Because they think that nothing can happen to them. They're above the law. Nobody's going to find out. You're not going to tell. You're going to be too embarrassed to tell. But some people do come forward and tell when they realize, oh, my shit's a loose. Like, it ain't never been this kind of loose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
They tell.
Now, I remember, I think it was one of your story times, you was talking about the female officer. She had a boyfriend. Got another female officer and let the boyfriend mess with her.
That's just what happens. That's why I say they recruit them. So that, okay, well, my boyfriend wanted a little piece of that.
But still, though, how is you a female? First off, anyway, if I'm a female and my dude tell me, oh, I want her, nigga, you got me fucked. I'm not gonna be with you.
Right. But some of these females be so set on keeping a piece of a fucking man that they're willing. You know what I'm saying? He sees something that he like at the institution, so I'm gonna befriend her, get her to come over, and then we gonna both do our thing with her. Yeah.
Wait.
They nasty. Don't let that badge fool you. They're nasty.
But you gotta have a pea brain to even think like that.
Excuse me, Pink. The only thing you need to become a CO, now I'm not saying once you promote to just become a CO, is no felonies and a GED or high school diploma. A lot of these people are pea brains.
Damn, but that's just crazy to me. They going out like that. So do you think the training officer received is enough to handle the prisoners?
No.
Why you say that?
They need to have remedial training. They do have training classes you have to go through to recertify once a year.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not as intense as how training was when I first started. When I first started, it was intense. You was getting slammed all day long.
Mm-hmm.
You was getting slammed all day long. You had to learn about, about ethics and stuff like that. They sending them through these courses too fast. So they need more training, but they need intense training every year, twice a year, because the older officers are now either retiring out or, the life expectancy for law enforcement is 56 years old, or they're dying.
Yeah.
So you got newer people that's training at the academy now, and so they're just pushing them through. No, they need more intense training. They need to learn ethnic sensitivity, things like that, how to talk to people, how to communicate with people, stuff like that. But they don't know. Only thing they want to do is keep putting their hands on inmates. No, you need some interpersonal communication skills, because that's really all that it takes.
Okay.
The inmates will save your ass before the officers will. So they need more training.
So why would you say the inmates will save your ass before the officer will?
Baby, do you know how long it takes to run from up the hill to down the hill if an officer's in a situation? If inmates respect you, they're gonna save your ass every time.
Okay.
They're gonna be at your rescue before the officers get to your rescue. Officers is gonna take some time. You know, you look at them. Look how they look now.
Yeah,
nobody's in shape.
Yeah, they is. Yeah, they're a cheeseburger away from being young.
Nobody's in shape. They out of breath by the time they get there. Hell no. Y'all better learn how to use your interpersonal communication skills with these inmates because they gonna save your ass.
Okay. Lots of time, officers, they love coming to work to make inmates' life a living hell. How do you feel about that?
What you say? I don't respect it.
Yeah.
I don't respect it. Keep your personal problems outside the gate. And keep whatever problems you had at work inside the gate.
Okay.
It's just real simple. Like, you know, if you really can't, I think that people that do that, they don't have no life outside of the job. Mm-hmm. And they can't control their household. Yeah. Right? It makes no sense. Like, they're already in prison. They're already serving their time. Do your job within policy. It does not take being nasty to be a good officer. And at the end of the day, they're not gonna respect you. Like, I don't want a motherfucker to be scared of me. Mm-hmm. I want you to respect me. Yeah. Because a scared motherfucker is a dangerous motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I just need you to respect me. That's all. And they don't get that. They want somebody to be scared of them. Mm-hmm. And so they ass is hemmed up. And now they got to call a goddamn code red, code blue. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Now, I know, like, when I was incarcerated, I have a lot of issue with it be them damn bitches. The female officers, like, damn hoe, you go home every day. It's not my fault that your hair is snappy and you fat. Like, I don't got nothing to do with that. You feel me? It was always an issue. You know what I'm saying? Why do you think a lot of the female officers have issues with the female inmates?
Probably because they're jealous.
But you was going home every day. Ho, I'm not going no goddamn well.
You don't have to have anything but your vibe, your energy in your face for another female officer to be jealous of you. They do it to female officers, and I see them, you know, do it to female inmates as well. Mm-hmm. They really be jealous, as if you can't just go get your hair done at hair care. Just like you. You know what I'm saying?
And thanks.
But that's just how it is. Like, you have limited products. You don't have to have makeup. You can't have lashes, but you still look better than some of these officers coming in at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Their face fucked up. They come in uniform. You know, all stretched out, lint balls between their legs, and they ain't washing it. You know what I'm saying? But then you got an inmate who don't have access to an iron, but their uniform stay pressed.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
But that was me.
It stay pressed. They can only go to hair care once every week, every 2 hair still laid. They don't have lashes or makeup, skin still glowing. Yeah. If I was an ugly fat ass officer, I would be fucking jealous too. I would be a hater too.
Okay then. Do you think all inmates are guilty?
No.
Why you say that?
Sometimes the math don't be mathing. Well,
okay then. Math ain't math.
Right. I was saying from a perspective of being able to sit through trials, going to preliminary hearings, you know, listening to all the evidence. Like, it just doesn't even make sense. But if the inmate, or at the time of the detainee, they can't afford an attorney and they're giving a public defender, you're never gonna come out on top.
Okay.
So I know that some of these people aren't guilty. But what can you do if you can't afford counsel?
With that being said, do you feel that it's messed up that because they can't afford an attorney, and if you know that they not guilty and the attorney know, do you feel like it's wrong just because they can't afford an attorney and you know they're not guilty?
Yeah, it's wrong, but a public defender is not going to. I've never seen anybody walk away with the public defender. They're being paid by the state. They got to bring them something. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it's like, if you're paying me the bare minimum, I'm not going to do a really good job at representing this person. And I know if I keep getting people off as a public defender, I'm not going to have a job.
Well, go and practice by yourself then.
That would be common sense. But again, common sense ain't so common.
Do you think all inmates should be treated like scum?
No. I think you should be treated like a human until you start to act like something other. Like, when I was, like, you know, just a CO or whatever, like, especially at the county, because you got to give, you know, a little speech every day when you come in as an officer, tell them what you expect from them. I tell them straight up, I'm going to treat you like a grown woman, or I'm going to treat you like a grown man until you start acting like something different.
Okay.
If you respect me, I respect you. You disrespect me one time, I never respect you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And at that point, now I'm going to treat you like an inmate.
Okay.
So when I refer to you, instead of saying, you know, hey, Williams, come here for a second, I'm be like, Inmate Williams. Because now you took it there.
Okay.
When I tried to just treat you like Williams, you know what I'm saying? Like, I still, you know, you're still human at the end of the day. But you know, there are some I would rather not deal with.
I feel you on that. Could you tell us about some of the living conditions at some of the institutions you've been at?
They need to shut a lot of them down. Like, there's a lot of prisons that need to be knocked completely down.
Okay, why would you say that?
It's just horrible. Like, it's just filthy. It's old. It's prehistoric. One institution in particular, I remember that I was going in a child hall one day, and it was like they have to open that big old sliding door, like the king door, for you to get inside of there. And it was more rats running out of that child. Shit, listen.
No!
Baby, I had to slam that door so fast. Yeah. So a lot of these prisons, I don't know how they're passing inspections. They're disgusting. The living conditions are absolutely horrible. I don't agree with no heat in these prisons or no air.
When we had a big ass fan, cause when I say when it was sometimes hot, we in hell.
Yeah.
So, you know, I know what hell feel like. So I'm like, well, shit, I gotta take a few more degrees and feel me.
No, but I remember going to one institution, like in another state, like when I relocated. And I was just like, well, damn, it's the air, you know, bro. And it was just like, we don't have no air. I was like, y'all don't have no air? So not only are the inmates suffering, but the officers suffering too. My shirt was drenched. And I don't even perspire like that. I was just like, how you kind of living like this? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is ridiculous now.
Well, any of the officers musty?
Ooh. You didn't see my story on Officer Stank-A-Butt.
Tell us about Officer Stank-A-Butt.
Oh my gosh, he smelled like cow shit every day. Uniform nasty. Oh, it was awful. And he would take like the trays that come in on a cart. He's supposed to count the trays and, you know, then distribute them to the inmates. He would eat the inmates' food and give them just air trays, just empty trays. Oh, he was so fucking stink.
What?
Yeah. He would actually eat. Now you gotta be the lowest of the lowest to take the food and eat it and give the inmates air trays, like as if the food is good or something. This is not fine dining, sir. And you already stink. And it would be inmates. It would be inmates that would literally be writing kites on him about his fucking body odor.
Damn.
You know what's the problem?
Damn. Yeah. Yes.
Oh my gosh. A lot of them be so just awful.
For real?
I used to be the one that had to pull them to the side. The females, and pull them to the side and just like, you know, if you need somebody to like wash your uniforms and stuff, you know what I'm saying?
No, you didn't.
Yeah, one time we had it. So
the
officers was dropping their uniforms off. And, you know, the inmates already washing laundry, so we just let them wash it, press it for them. You know what I'm saying? Just to get them together. Yeah. Now, some of them got it together over time, but some of them thought that it was a laundry service. You know what I'm saying? Well, you just put these clean uniforms on dirty asses.
No. You're not going to tell me you done pulled a grown woman to the side and told her.
There was one chick. She was so dirty, you could see the wax sitting in her ears.
Damn.
Now, one thing about inmates, I be trying to hold my laughing a lot because, you know, they real fucking comedians. And you're not going to win no battle with no inmate when they cracking jokes. So you got to be mindful of what you say.
Yeah.
But they would just be like cracking jokes. And I'm just like, you get mad writing them up. But at the end of the day, you come in here, what's the problem?
Yeah.
And how you pass an inspection?
Thanks.
So you can tell I ain't do inspection that day because I'm turning you around.
Yeah.
Yeah. They nasty. Get nasty.
What would you say to somebody that be like, well, I want to be a CEO, I want to be an investigator? Officer Hernandez, what do I need to do? What would your advice be?
Let me see. So I always say promote, but if you start out as a CEO, stay at least for a year and a half because you need to know what you're doing.
Okay.
From that point, just keep promoting, and it doesn't take being nasty or rude to be a good officer. To me, is 90% policy, 5% common sense, and 5% heart. That's all you need to do. And just be consistent. Like if you say the answer is no, the answer is no. You can always change your no to a yes, but you can never change that yes to a no. Like don't get complacent. Make sure you're paying attention. Always be vigilant. Do not get comfortable. If you feel comfortable walking in that gate, it's time for you to change careers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Officer Hernandez, if anybody want to get in touch with Officer Hernandez?
In touch with me?
Yes, speak with Officer Hernandez. I want to look you up. You got any social media?
Okay, so on TikTok, it's Pretty Sadiddy84. On YouTube, it's Word on the Compound 2811. Instagram,
I'm gonna put a look for you.
Yeah, you have to pull up. I can't remember. But definitely TikTok. You know, I'll be on there giving them story times or whatever, you know, education, letting y'all know what's going on, where your tax money is going in the prison. And definitely on YouTube.
All right. So what message would you like to leave the people that's watching this today?
Oh gosh. Check on your people. If they're incarcerated, let them call home at least once a month to at least know what's going on with them.
Well, if they burn their bridges though, I'm talking about they done burnt the bridges, then what?
Shit, that's between them and Black God. But yeah, you know, check on your people. You know what I'm saying? Send them a little card, a letter, especially around the holiday time when it's like really emotional and they don't have contact with family and friends. Like that also keeps them out of trouble. You know, little do the community know.
Okay.
You can't be the concerned family member when you want to monetize off of their abuse or off of their, you know, or off of their death if they were unalive in prison. If you wasn't checking on them the whole time, because when you know what I'm saying, you call me and you want an investigation done on me, I would be like, I didn't see you put no money on these books. You know, I don't have no record of you coming to visit or anything like that. So just basically like, check on your people, because you know what you see on TV is just like only a glimpse of what happens inside prison. Like, it's real right now.
Okay. All right. And there you have it. We got another episode on Confinement with Officer Hernandez.